Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the American Voices. I am your host, Skin Minnie, and I am on the line today with a new caller. Today we will be talking about, what your decision is with every election year. So I am interested in wanting to know everyone's opinion this year. I think every voice matters. I think everyone should be able to have that place to be able to state your opinion and why you believe who should be president this year. So I created that platform, and I'll be happy to hear, whoever's open to saying their opinion. So I have a new caller. Um, and caller, would you like to introduce yourself and where you calling from?
Hello, my name is Justin. I'm calling from Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right, Louisiana in the house. And the question of the day is, will you be voting this year?
Hmm. To be honest, at this moment, I'm set on not voting. And the reason being because to me, just me growing up and everything, I feel like when it comes to politicians, they really don't care about the people that actually vote. Like the working class get messed up. Like y'all go back and look at what Trump did. Yeah, he did some good, but also man, look at what he did with the tax. The working class and the low class had to work. Y'all had a 5 year extension rate. But those that got money, if I ain't mistaken, I think those billionaires, those that wealthy, they got a tax exemption indefinitely. So that means it don't matter. They just don't have to pay tax. And when it comes down to Kamala Harris, I'm not just using the net with her because as far as what I'm hearing, everybody always talking about her, what she did when she was prosecutor. At the end of the day, man, she's doing her job. Just like if you talk to a policeman, if you arrest a person, she's doing his job. Now, whatever they do in their aspect of their job, you still got to look into it if it's wrong or if it's right. And everybody be talking about this and that. And I'm just to the point like I really don't care about the politics and I don't care about the voting no more because a lot of people forget that they have a voice. When it comes down to it, the Constitution says we the people of the United States. And a lot of people, y'all voting people in and then y'all get mad about stuff that they do. But y'all have the power to veto and impeach them. So I'm like, it shouldn't be the fact that like with the situation with Trump a few years ago when they impeached him. Congress ain't got to do that. The people of the United States can do it overall. And I feel like at the end of the day, what we're really going to get out of it, because I'm part of the working class. What are they going to do for us? Because everything always saying that they're going to do it, but are they going to live up to their standards? Because at the end of the day, majority of the politicians that's going in the office as far as president, they fixing something that happened with the last president. And it's never getting back to the point of where it's helping those that really actually need help. And then the people that they do help, like what they're doing. Like Trump had a valid point about the immigration. When it comes down to it, yeah, if you get people coming over here and they're illegal citizens, cool. But at the same time, they are legal citizens and they're trying to come over here and work to be a legal citizen. Let them work to become a legal citizen. Don't just push them out the country because you don't know what's going on in their country that they fleeing from. Like if they got a civil war going over there or some kind of war that's going on or whatever it may be, some people might don't want their children and stuff coming through there or going through. So at the end of the day, they're going to leave where it's from. Like if the shoe was on the other foot. Like if America was in a situation where they got some old high ranking cartel or gangs that going to war with the police. You think I want to stay stationary in the area where me, my family, we have we in a situation where we may get killed, or I got to bury somebody, or somebody got to bury me? No, I'm gonna put myself in a better situation. So when it comes down to the immigration law, even though you got to look and take in accountability what's going on for them to be legal. Then on top of that, some people in Mexico ain't getting paid like that. So what is like for every dollar is like $100 over there, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, the dollar's value over here is greater than it. And 9 out of 10, they coming over here to get that money to send back over there. But like I said, at the end of the day, if they're not working to be an actual legal citizen, yeah, I understand. Like, yeah, kick them out the country. I ain't disputing. But if they over here trying to live a legal life, give them their rights. But at the same time, you got to go back to us too. Like with Biden, you help these people with the immigration, but you're not helping nobody over here. Like, man, the cost of living is higher now, and we're not getting paid to pay for that. You got people working two, three different jobs just so they can maintain their household, their bills, and also they actual own personal expense, like haircuts, or going to get their hair and nails did like with the women. They want to get their hair, their nails. They want to look good. They want to have money to go out whenever they feel the need to go out. If I'm working three jobs, that means I'm tiring myself out. I'm basically working like a modern day slave. And if you're working like a modern day slave and the country ain't trying to help, then what are we doing? Hey, at the end of the day, this is the United States. And if you're going to do anything for anybody, make sure you put the people of this country first.
Agreed.
We stand on this. We build this country. Well, we know who built the country, but
Right.
when it comes down to it, the people of the United States need a voice. We need somebody that's gonna fight for us and give us what we need, not just the rich. Now, what about the poor? The people that's struggling, like we need help too. Then on top of that, like man, our prison system's messed up too. Like I'm gonna take accountability. Like I went to prison when I was 17. I was charged an adult, but I'm on probation for juvenile and safety. I got paid for a juvenile and an adult. Like everything got to come under one accord. The laws, everything got to come together. Because at the end of the day, we're not really doing that. You got countries looking down at us because of how we running it over here. Some of the stuff, I guess stuff they have more with Trump with the when they rushed the Capitol. Like, come on, man. Ain't no reason for the American people to do nothing like that. I want to care about racism, none of that. Like, at the end of the day, you stand as one people. When we leave from the United States and go anywhere else, they label us as an American. Regardless if you're black, white, pink, blue, it don't matter. Why we can't stand together? Why we can't come together and make amends on, okay, whatever your disagreements you have against me, don't bring it to the light. If you hate me in the dark, keep hating me in the dark. But don't put me in harm's way or my people in harm's way. Because it's going to get to the point I feel like it's going to be a civil war again in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's too many things going on this aspect and this aspect. And it's not helping nothing at the end of the day. Like, I don't know. It's something that, as the people of the United States, we're going to have to work on. And we got to stand on it like we the people of the United States. And when it comes down to it, it don't matter who it is. If you are born an American citizen, man, make sure that if you vote, you vote. Just make sure you voting for the right reason. Don't go in there and vote for a person because, they just seem like they good. Like, do your background check on them people. Make sure that you feel that they really going to fight for you for what you believe in. And we just picking presidents. I feel like at the end of the day, a lot of us just picking presidents just to have somebody our face. And when it comes down to it, the face is not always going to be the reason. Like, man, we're going to have somebody that's really going to step up to the plate and fight for us as a country.
And one of the things that you mentioned, that is very, very important to me, that I can say that I agree mutually with you, is that the working class. Let me say this: the last 4 years, I've had to pay taxes every time I filed my taxes. I have never in my work history, and I've been working for over 20 years. Okay, I've been working since I was a teenager. I have never had to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? When I filed taxes, I always got a refund back. And that's without claiming dependents. I pay double the amount in taxes because I don't have dependents, or my dependent is, of age. So I don't get that extra credit that Kamala is pushing for the single family household, which is fine. I'm not opposed to tax cuts for all Americans. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that people don't the non-working people don't, or people who do work and have dependents don't deserve tax cuts. Taking care of a family is expensive. It's expensive if you don't have children. It's expensive if you do have children. It's not more or less on one half or the other. And I don't think Kamala understands that. She's so focused on people who have dependents, and she's completely eliminating the people that work every day and should still be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. You know what I mean? People in today's society, like you said, can't even do the simple, supplements that they used to be able to do 4 years ago, just 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, the presidency with Trump was bad at all. You said a lot of valid points with the illegal immigration. There's a lot of harm coming. Like the fact that Kamala would lock up somebody that looks like me forever, but then let an illegal immigrant who has no history here at all go free and then cause havoc, in the safety of where we're supposed to be secured at, does not give me comfort with voting for her. At least I know Trump is going to fight for this country. You know what I'm saying? I believe in proving things through facts. And with his presidency, I didn't have any issues. My checks were very, very comfortable in his presidency. I was not, paying more in taxes than I was bringing home. I think that's crazy to be paying over 40% of your check that you work very hard for. A lot of people work very hard for their check, especially if you pay child support and may have some garnishments coming out your check where you might not even be able to get the full, excitement of your paycheck, but you make it work. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, some people got to have 2-3 jobs and a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like there's never been a time like that. Like, it's bad enough that if you're single by yourself, it's difficult. I can only imagine, 2-3 people in the same household. That's the only way that creates some level of comfort. At least some pillow space where you can do something other than just paying bills. Nobody wants to work to just pay bills. And then she's talking about building all of these damn commercial buildings and house buildings, and I've seen these other videos with people who have been showing these immigrant shelters, these illegal immigrant shelters that are coming out of our tax dollars because they don't get even minimum wage. That's the whole point of you working up to your immigration rights. Like, how do you come in as an illegal and you making the same thing as me? That's giving you, like you said, the leverage to come up and be able to give money back to your country. You know what I'm saying? And that devalues the American dollar. I don't think people understand that. There's so many people that come here for the opportunity and they only looking to better the country that they came from. They're not looking to better this country. That's deflating the dollar. People got to understand that. That's how the dollar becomes less valuable in other countries than here. Trump is trying to put the value back into the dollar. The dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not talk about the 20s and the 50s and the hundreds. You know what I mean? Like, the dollar is about to be extinct the way that it keeps being devalued, with the way we just keep giving away our our economy to just everybody who, like you said, haven't even been here long enough to even fight or create the things that we have that create this place and make it the place that it is for everyone who's here. You know what I'm saying? Born in those who come here and fight to be legal, immigrants. I have a lot of respect for people who come here and do it the right way and contribute back into where they are now. If you chose to come here and become a citizen, why are you worried about other places? I don't get that. Like, so yeah, I agree with a lot with what you said. Is there anything else? Do you have anything else you would like to add?
Just listening to you saying about as far as what you like how it is with the single parents and stuff like that. That's something too. Like, I feel like we putting all this money into these, like you said, the immigration shelters and stuff like that. But you're not trying to help single parents. You got single parents. I'm talking about males and men and women. And they're taking care of these their children with little or nothing. Like, come on, like the prime example, I'm gonna just use this movie right here. You remember the movie by Tyler Perry, Daddy's Little Girl?
Yeah.
All right. There was a single parent father. His baby mother, she was talking to a drug dealer. Not even worrying about that. It's the fact that he coming home working and from being incarcerated or whatever it was that led him to be where he was. He working to make an honest living. But due to him being who he was and everything from his past, they used that against him. You got people that change. And I feel like another thing with the country, they're not forgiving. But everything stands on a Christian value, but y'all can't turn it. When it comes down to certain stuff, if you do something, that's the only thing you see that person for being. If a murderer kills somebody, you gonna always know him as a murderer. But if he's a murderer and he's coming home, he's refined, he's living his life the straight way, as like he's supposed to be, why would you continue judging him by his past? And that's for anybody. Because anybody can change, anybody can live a better life. All it takes is that person put in their mind they want to be better or they want to do something different. And to this day, I feel like when it comes down to it, this country is gonna have to, and this is more figuratively speaking, we're gonna have to burn. This country gonna have to burn to be reborn like a phoenix. Because the stuff that's going on right now, it's really just breaking this country down more and more. So like I said, it's gonna have to burn, it's gonna have to burn itself and have to be reborn again. And I just feel like it's gonna have to take something for this country, and it's gonna have to take somebody, a president or whatever, it's gonna have to take somebody of some kind of persuasion of the upper class as far as politics. And they're going to have to come to one accord and have to understand that if they want this country to really be better, they're going to have to understand that regardless of you being a Republican or a Democrat or independent, y'all going to have to come sit at this table one day and really going to have to work together to actually get this country back on the right track. Because all sides have a valid point, but they don't want to work together. Just like when Biden got in office. Or if we can go back to Obama. When Obama was in office, the Republicans did not want to help him with certain stuff. He had to veto stuff. He had to put his foot down. It shouldn't be like that. If you are an American citizen, why do you go against the people that's trying to make this country better for everybody? And I'm not saying Obama was a good person or a bad person, because all of them have their base. But if they can come to on a one accord and talk with each other like civil people and actually learn and actually try to finesse something together, man, this country can really flourish. And it can help us get out a lot of debt. It can help us get out a lot of situations that we've been put in. Like at the end of the day, it still stands on unity. They say one nation under God, but hell, how is one nation under God when you divide it 3-4 different ways?
They definitely need to put the Pledge of Allegiance back into schools. I don't know why they took it out. I remember having to say the Pledge of Allegiance every single morning before class started. It reminded me of who I was every morning, even though I didn't, maybe understand it 110% at the time. But now I do, and I know it by heart, and I think it's unfortunate that kids are not learning it no more because, it is a syndication of our country. As far as like the things that that Trump is standing up for, as far as like, children's rights, men's rights, women's rights, I'm definitely for that. I feel like it's been dismantled somewhere along the lines. And I would like to see the restructuring in that for the benefit of our future and the children that we're, procreating at the moment or born after 2000. Because those are the ones that will have to deal with the repercussions of our voting. So they don't see it because they're currently either in school or just graduated. So they don't really fully have that, grasp understanding of what's going on until they get older. So, let's try to create something for them where they have understanding as to why the things that we do and vote or not vote the way that we do. I know you said that you wasn't voting, but I do want to encourage you to, reconsider and maybe vote locally. Voting locally does change these things that you're speaking of, and also becoming a blank voter. When you're a blank voter, you do not have to vote for either president, either Trump nor Kamala. You put down what it is that you want to see passed through Congress, whether that's reparation, tax cuts, or children's rights. Like, I think people are really, really forgetting that children's rights is very important. They're innocent, and we have to protect their innocence. So, hopefully I can get enough people entertained by politics, which is not really meant to be for entertainment, but I'm trying to make it a people's channel, try to, engage people so that it can have a better understanding for the upcoming years. Like, this is not going to be the last presidential election. I've mentioned that before. So it's not like I'm just doing this until November, So there's an election next year. And the year after that, we have to be more privy to these things in our states, because what affects me here doesn't affect you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we both, individually have our own sets of laws that we can go and vote locally for. So I want you to, look more into that. I'm going to actually put a sample ballot in my shorts to kind of give people an idea of what they're looking at or what they're looking for when they look at a ballot, so that they can kind of understand how it influences electoral votes, because we do not vote for the president. We have to understand that. I don't understand why it's only the presidential election that we get so excited for. It's been said for so many years after years. Why is it that we only vote in every 4 years? And it's very, very true. The laws that we can affect happen every year. So we start this year. 4 years from now, it could be a difference. But we have to learn how to start voting locally. We have to know what's going on in our communities. We have to know who the people are that we're voting for. And I think hopefully this can be the beginning change of that. Is there anything that you want to promote? Let the people know where to find you at. I really enjoyed this conversation tonight. So definitely feel free to promote yourself. Go ahead.
Um, y'all can contact me on Facebook, Justice Sweeney. My last name is SWINNEY. You can hit me on TikTok, Soul Justice 7, or you can hit me on Instagram, Soul Justice 7.
Perfect. Justice.
And if anything,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll put it in on the comments too.
Definitely. I was just about to say that. So I'm glad that you are ahead of the game with that. You must have been watching the videos, because I always let the caller know, make sure you put your comments in let me know that you have acknowledged the video, and so I can also give you a wrench, because you're definitely part of the nation that I consider to be my little community. So I definitely want to show my appreciation with that. So definitely, I'm gonna go ahead and place you back in the queue for just a moment, okay? And thank you for being here tonight with me.
You're welcome.
And there you have it, another completed show of the American Voices. If you enjoy the content or just the message overall, please like the video. Liking the video does help the video get through the algorithm, so that more viewers can engage and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you like what you hear, you call in. If you would like to participate, all you have to do is go to the community tabs on my channel and contact the page that says if you would like to participate, and we will get you added to the list. Thank you so much for joining the live tonight, and have a good evening, morning, or afternoon, whatever time it was when you watched this. Thank you for being here with me. Peace.